All right. Good morning or good evening, whenever you're watching this. What we're going to do is go through some orders of operation examples. All right. So I know this is probably review for you guys, but a lot of people use the acronym. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS, and this just stands for like the order in which we're supposed to evaluate numerical expressions, right? So it says if there are any parentheses, we got to do whatever is inside the parentheses first. That has highest priority. Uh, Apart from that, exponents have the next highest priority. So those are like your three squareds, that kind of thing. And then multiplication and division, these are on the same tier list, all right? They have equal, uh, equal rights as far as which one you would want to do first. And you're just going to do them in the order in which the problem gives them to you, from left to right. All right, I know it says multiplication then division, but these are actually the same priority. All right, so you'll multiply or divide from left to right. And then lastly is adding and subtracting. That's the same thing. You're going to do it from left to right as well. All right, so if you need to pencil that down, you can. What I want you to do is take these four problems here, pause the video, and give them a shot. I suggest trying them without a calculator first. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and work them out. All right, first thing I do is the 8 times 2. I got to multiply before I subtract. So it's 5 minus, and then this is going to become a 16. 5 minus 16, that is negative 11. Right? You're starting at 5 and you're backing up 16 spaces, so negative 11. Next up is this one. Uh, a lot of people put 64 as the answer. They did 5 plus 3, and then they did 8 to the second power, but that ain't right. Don't do that. We got to do the exponents first. The e in our exponents happens before the adding and subtracting. So 3 to the second power, that's equal to 9. And we're going to have 5 plus 9. Bam, 14. All right, next up, got a little division before we add. So that's going to give us positive 8. And then 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. Next here, so this one's got several operations. And it does have parentheses. Notice that, we're supposed to do parentheses first. But inside the parentheses, that's what you got to look for. There's nothing inside this set of parentheses to actually do. All right, it's just 2. So this step, you can kind of skip it. Just in your next line, just write the 2 down. All right, there's nothing inside to actually do. So the exponent here, that's actually going to be our first step. Exponents before division. So it's going to be negative 8 divided by 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. And then plus the 2. You can keep it in parentheses if you want to, but it doesn't matter. All right, division, we got negative 8 divided by 8. That's equal to negative 1. And then negative 1 plus the 2, that'll equal positive 1. Got it. Next. All right, got 4 more for you. So go ahead and pause the video and give these a shot. Be careful on this one, by the way. Be careful on that one. All right, let's go ahead and do these. Exponent first. 4 squared, that is equal to 16. Okay, we cannot add these yet. We got to do this division first. 16 divided by negative 1, that's equal to negative 16. So I got 4 plus sign negative 16. And if you're adding a negative, that's the same as subtracting. So it's 4 minus 16, which is negative 12. On this one, we're going to get inside the parentheses, that'll be a negative 3. So it's negative 18 divided by this whole expression. Negative 18 divided by negative 3 is a positive 6. Cool. All right, like I said, this one, a lot of people get the wrong answers. And this has to do with that, that MD, you're going to multiply or divide from left to right. So a lot of people do the 4 times 5 first because it seems easier. But what we actually need to do is the division before we do the multiplication. All right, we're going to do either operation from left to right. 20 divided by 4, that's equal to 5. And then we still have this times 5 that we gotta bring down. All right, 5 times 5, that's 25. Cool. All right, this one, inside the parentheses, we're going to do the 3 squared first, and that is equal to 9, 3 times 3. All right, exponent before we subtract here. So 4 minus 7 minus 9. Got to finish off the parentheses. 7 minus 9, that's equal to negative 2. And it really doesn't matter in this case. It doesn't matter if you put it in parentheses or not. All right. Ultimately, if you're reading it, it's just 4 minus a negative 2. So this is going to turn into, because the double negatives, that's going to turn into 4 plus 2 because you're subtracting a negative, and that's equal to 6. Okay? All right, one more page of these. All right, I just want to point out these two problems, the one we just did and this first one over here, are very, very similar. It's just where the exponent is. Here, the exponent's outside the parentheses. Here, it's inside the parentheses, only on the 3. Okay? All right. Pause video and give it a shot. Oh, man, my back. Ooh. Here we go. Subtract those, you're going to get a 4. So we get 4 minus 4 squared. You might be tempted to say 0 is the answer, but it ain't. You got to evaluate the exponent before you do the subtraction. So it's 4 minus 16. 4 squared, 4 times 4. 4 minus 16, that's negative 12. All right. This little problem right here causes a lot of people issues. All right. So you know you're supposed to do the exponents first before you multiply. All right. So we got to evaluate this exponent part before we do the 6 multiplied by the rest of it. That's the key here. All right, we got to evaluate that exponent first. So it's 6 multiplied by 4, because it's 2 to the second power, that's 4. And 6 times 4 is 24. Okay. This one's not too bad, actually. Exponent, that'll become a 9. 3 plus 4 times 9. Got to do the multiplication next. That's equal to 36. 4 times 9 is 36. And then add those up, and you get 39. Cool. On this one, of course, that's going to be a 2. Boy, there's a lot of operations on this one. All right, so I just turn that into a 2. This part right here is actually just like this one up here. So we need to do the exponent next. 2 squared, that's going to equal 4. So it's negative 2 plus 3 times 4. We got to multiply before we do the addition here. So that's going to become a 12. It's negative 2 plus 12, which is equal to 10. Good grief. All right, that's it for this one.